With the U.S. facing a potential port shutdown, are you prepared for what comes next? Good evening, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Silver Dad Knows. Remember, always live with no edits. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button now, as you're going to like what I'm about to say. So yes, just to begin this evening, I do want to present to you one of my, and I know, again, I always say this constantly, this round's the best, this round's the best. This one is really one of my favorite rounds, without a doubt, for obvious reasons. Unfortunately, this symbol has become very controversial in modern America, but for those who don't know much about this coin or round, I am going to educate you on it, and you're going to see that this is actually a very positive symbol. Money Metals Exchange commissioned these beautiful 1 ounce silver Don't Tread on Me coins, not only to provide a tool for citizens to protect against the collapse of the dollar's purchasing power, but to help reinvigorate the very symbols of liberty upon which this nation was founded. These symbols are not to be denigrated and demonized as the highest levels of our political class are now trying to do. Instead, they must be renewed and passed on to new generations who want the Founding Fathers' principles in modern day America. And of course, why would you not? We live in the single wealthiest nation in human history. Why is that? Because what we were founded on, what America was built upon, it was excellence, regardless of what people want to say, it was excellence because that's how we dominated. What China could never accomplish in 5 millenniums, America was able to achieve in a century. I mean, really consider that. It's extraordinary what the country we live in has accomplished. And yes, going back to these pieces, in 1754, Benjamin Franklin first popularized the rattlesnake as a symbol of national unity during the French and Indian War. I just want to show this side real quick because, of course, it's showing the Boston Tea Party. But yes, going back to this rattlesnake, by 1774, it had become the formal symbol of the Freedom Revolution when Paul Revere added it to the masthead of his newspaper, which was the Massachusetts Spy, and showed the snake fighting a British imperial dragon. And it's so phenomenal because now we're seeing all these dragons everywhere. Of course, it is the year of the dragon, if you didn't know that. But aside from that, to many individuals, many people who I would say are pretty well versed biblically, or maybe they're just well versed when it comes to just being informed. They will look at the dragon as a demonic symbol. So it's very interesting that even back then you had this snake fighting an imperial dragon. And in 1775, Continental Colonel Christopher Gadsden, you need to know his name, incorporated a coiled rattlesnake with 13 rattles symbolizing the colonies above the motto, "Don't tread on me, don't mess with me, don't step on my liberties, don't take away my freedoms." And this goes on an early American flag going back to the 17th century. I mean, understand that. 18th century, understand that. This goes far, far back. This is not a negative symbol, but an excellent symbol, a symbol that should remind us how great America is, how courageous, confident, and proud our founding fathers were. They were geniuses. And real quick, folks, before I continue, I want to give a quick shout out. This is to not only a loyal subscriber, but a loyal friend, a crazy friend, and this is to John Shamali, a comment from the other night. Also, bro, we live in a simulation, and it's all about vibrations. We are in a transition into the fourth dimension, and you will see that ones are transcending into that dimension are shedding body weight because of the dimension food is irrelevant. Amazing comment coming right there from John Shamali. And I had even pointed this out to my mother. I had pointed out to my wife that I've noticed so many individuals who are losing weight right now, not just for financial reasons, not just for health reasons, but there are so many things going on within people right now that this is all happening genuinely. And it's pretty freaky because I'm seeing it across the board. It's like people already know. We all have that sixth sense of something right above the horizon. And the fact that people are already naturally fasting, the fact that people aren't eating as much, consuming as much, shows that we are already preparing ourselves for a world where we're not going to be able to eat as much. We're not going to have the luxuries that we have right now. So yes, of course, I'd say take advantage. But realistically, I always say 2 to 3 months of food. We want to have 1 to 2 years of food, 1 to 2 years of water. And that's just, I'm being absolutely real. And of course, easier said than done, but that's as much as you're going to want, because I do believe we could be heading into such times, you know. While the world is caught up in chaotic events, the hurricanes and international tensions, there's a critical story that no one is discussing. Within the next few days, the United States could face a crisis with its major shipping ports. If negotiations fail, ports across the East and Gulf states will shut down, halting nearly half of all U.S. imports and exports. With around 45,000 workers ready to strike, companies like Walmart, Home Depot, IKEA, they will face severe shortages. Essential goods will dry up, leaving shelves with, empty, and people scrambling for supplies. The implications for inflation, shortages, and the economy are staggering. The White House has made it clear they will not intervene to stop the strike, leaving the country vulnerable to potentially massive disruptions. If this happens, prices are expected to soar and supplies will disappear quickly. And remember, we've seen this before. Imagine walking into your local store and the goods you rely on, food, clothes, tools, they're suddenly unavailable. It's a scenario that would turn everyday life upside down, and quick. With the strike looming, this will have a ripple effect, driving inflation to new heights and triggering widespread panic. And we are talking about a different kind of America. One where goods vanish, tempers rise, tempers escalate, and chaos is everywhere. The government won't stop it. Not because it doesn't want to, it won't be able to. And businesses are already warning customers, plus their employees, about the fallout. While it's easy to feel alarmed, preparation is key. If half of our imports grind to a halt, we will be looking at a scenario far more serious than just higher prices. We will be facing a breakdown of systems we rely on daily. During times of crisis, when the supply chain is breaking down and goods are hard to come by, silver, and I say it time after time, offers a lifeline. As inflation spikes and people lose trust in the value of the dollar, precious metals like silver will absolutely be a tangible asset. Matter of fact, they already are. Whether the port strike unfolds in the next days or not, the writing is already on the wall. It's been on the wall for a couple of years now, but it's only getting written into the wall much more so. So if you're not seeing it, you truly are blind. Our economy is fragile, and now is the time to prepare by investing in assets that will hold their value in any storm. Gold, silver, and many will argue, many will argue, Bitcoin. Solana, Ethereum. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, but I have a number of mentors who are multimillionaires, and I get a lot of advice from them. So yes, folks, thank you so much for joining us for another evening of Silver Dad Knows. God bless you. God bless your household. And as always, God bless the United States of America.